Let's talk about Philippians chapter 2, verse 13, a proof text often used by Calvinists to prove the concept and idea that God has chosen unilaterally certain people. He causes them to believe in the gospel, and he also works to cause them to follow him. At least that's the way it seems that they're applying this passage, which says, "For it is God who is working in you both to will and to work according to his good purpose." Now, how would we as provisionists understand this verse? Well, look at the context. Look at what he says before. "Therefore, my dear friends, just as you have always obeyed, so now, not only in my presence, but even more in my absence, work out your own salvation with fear and trembling." So who is he speaking to? Born-again believers, okay? So keeping that in mind, for it is God working in you, the born-again believer, to will and to work according to his good purpose. Now, is this an effectual work of God on people unilaterally picked before they're born, which I guess the Calvinist is assuming is what is meant by Paul here? Of course not. He's talking to people who are already believers, already indwelled with the Spirit, already saved, and saying, God is working in you, not effectually causing you, but working in you to help you to desire and to follow his ways. That's that simple. When you don't read effectuality into a verse, it's very simple to understand. It's only when you read effectuality into it that it becomes a quandary. Because look what he goes on to say, verse 14, "Do everything without grumbling and arguing." So he's talking to believers, and he's saying, do these things without grumbling and arguing. So every time you've grumbled or argued in the past as a Christian, which I know I have too, I've done things with grumbling, I've messed up. Was God not effectually working in me then to will and to do his good purpose? You see, when you read effectuality, then you have a problem. You have a problem every time you choose to sin. It must be because God didn't effectually work in you to cause you to not sin. And if you act naturally, in your natural condition, what is the natural condition on Calvinism? According to your nature. We don't believe in Mother Nature. Calvinists don't believe in Mother Nature. So when they say it's acting in accordance with your nature, what are they saying? They're saying acting in accordance with the way God made you, okay? The way God decreed you to act. So you're either acting in accordance with the way God decreed you to act by nature, or you're acting in the way that he effectually causes you to act to do good. So either way, it's just plain old determinism when you read effectuality into these words. If we simply understand that Paul is speaking to believers about working in them to help them, to guide them, to desire and to do what is right in the kingdom of God, this verse doesn't even come close to supporting the Calvinistic premise.